shot myself. Oh no, I was too weak. I lack confidence. You know?
Why did I feel the splatter? Good morning, and I'm lightly hungover because I had 2 glasses of wine last night.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah.
I picked up a bottle of wine that's it's the Cupcake brand wine. It's Black Forest cake flavored from James.
Isn't that usually just vanilla?
Black Forest cake?
Oh no, Black Forest cake. Sorry, I thought you said birthday cake.
No.
No. Yeah, Black Forest cake sounds nice. Cherry and chocolate.
Right?
Yeah.
Haven't drank it yet.
I just had like 2 little glasses of wine while I watched the election results, and now my head is like, I would like out, please. Just like that little knocking on the inside of my skull saying, could you open us up, please? I would like to go.
It's stuffy in here.
Mm-hmm.
Then you hit the button and your face opens and the little man gets to leave.
Yeah, just pulls on his hat, picks up a suitcase.
Oh, he's leaving.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're just sitting around watching your brain walk out the door, hail a cab, and then like...
It's like The Sims leaving for work during the day.
Oh. I nodded enthusiastically in assent.
Oh no. Are you going to be able to pilot? It's pointing and clicking.
I have a facility for pointing and clicking while in... I mean, basically all I do whenever I'm in distress is game. So... and dissociate. But usually you do both at the same time.
Yeah. That is a great pastime.
It is. Happy post-election day, everyone.
Sure was an election.
Yep.
You think next decade they'll do the election reform thing?
I think we'll probably be another 20 years until...
20 years? Oh.
Well, actually, no. It has been 10 since Trudeau said
Yeah,
this would be the last
exactly.
election under
First past the post.
So I think 10 more years.
10 more years.
And then we'll get it.
So maybe in my lifetime.
Maybe in everyone's lifetime.
Ooh, before or after viable fusion reactor.
I really did like... Okay, the only thing I really like about Carney is how much he hates giving speeches.
He is curmudgeonly.
Yeah, like when people are like applauding and he's like, that was not an applause line, that's just a fact. May I continue, please?
Yeah.
He's got a very kind of like, I am a tenured professor, shut the fuck up vibe to him, which I appreciate. He's, the ultimate gray banker in a gray suit.
Yeah.
But I'll take him over the conservatives, I guess. Even, the conservatives are pretty evil. A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm indigenous. And the North Island elected a guy who said that, who's just like a residential school denier, so that's cool.
Yeah, we could talk about the Pizza Pope.
Yeah, Pizza Pope.
What are his Pope chances?
Yeah, if he becomes elected Pope and selects the name Pope John the 26th,
right?
He would be, in a literal sense, Papa John.
Il Papa.
Yeah.
Do you think the smoke for the
would be like pizza flavored?
Pizza flavored. Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
these are the ideas. What if the Vatican rebranded as a Papa John's?
They're just ripping fat clouds in there, right? And
yeah.
Apparently the Pope spent the last couple of years stacking the court. And what is it called when they elevate What's
Cardinal?
a diocese overseen by a bishop to a diocese overseen by a cardinal? Is it like an archdiocese? He
Yes.
elevated a bunch of places that would normally be bishops to cardinals.
Why do I
And
still have my keys with me?
archdiocese, is it just an archdiocese? Um, who like were amenable to his more progressive
Yeah.
agenda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I just assumed that when Francis died, there was that like the church was going to be like, oh, weird, that was weird. Anyway, we're going to elect another like Sith
Super
Lord.
conservative. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. 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 Another Ratzinger, please.
yeah. Um, but that might not happen for whatever that's worth. Anyway, Pierre Poilievre lost his seat. LOL. Raffle Mao.
The small joys that the
Yeah,
election can bring.
yeah.
It's very cold and boring in Canada, and so party leaders not winning their seats is as good as it gets.
Yeah, rip to Jagmeet Singh.
It was a
Decent man.
waffle dressed like a man.
Yeah, decent guy. Decent
Decent.
guy. Passed some good legislation, or, like arm barred the liberals into passing some
Yeah.
decent legislation. But, yeah.
Yeah. And now we've got whatever happens next.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I lost my quite good NDP MP who I liked.
Oh yeah, because
Um,
most of the island flipped liberal.
yeah, the subreddit was full of people being like, well, you know, we got to keep the conservatives out, so we're going to strategically vote. And it's like, it's a safe NDP riding
Used to
with,
be.
with a good MP, a good incumbent MP. You can just vote for her. Like, no, none of that. Got to vote liberal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um, I've heard Conclave is good. I really like the young Pope,
With
Jude Law.
Jude Law. Yeah.
I thought it was a very interesting series, even though he's like a very kind of like he is a character who would tell you that he is unsympathetic, right? Because he comes in and he presents as a very like as a like an arch conservative hardliner,
Right.
right? Like his attitude is like, no, as Pope, I represent God. We have an entire book of what we're supposed to do, and that's what we're going to do. There is no like at one point in the series he's like, I never want to hear the word compromise again. I've deleted it from your vocabulary. And it's a guy who is utterly self assured in his holiness. Or not in his holiness, but in the holiness of his task, which is, a villain thing. But it's interesting to watch.
I think I'm not interested in watching the Conclave, but I would watch Ray Fiennes and Stanley Tucci just hanging out.
Mm.
That would be fun. Get them to do like The Trip or something.
Yes, yeah. Can we get a buddy comedy about it? It's like I was watching a podcast and they were doing an episode on the Berlin Wall, and they posited a cop, like a buddy cop action movie with an American cop, a French French, British, and Soviet cop,
Right.
all having to solve some kind of crime occurring in Berlin. I had heard Conclave kind of like misses if you're familiar with Catholic politics at all, largely because it projects American political, like the American political spectrum onto something that is very not American.
Just thinking about Muppets Most Wanted now. Thanks, chat.
Interestingly.
Movie, yes.
I mean, we all
What if we
acknowledge that
gave
the
the
Muppets are.
frog a mustache? Had Ricky Gervais playing Bad Guy?
Hmm. I watched the Muppets series from like last decade, where they're running like a late night talk show.
Uh-huh.
It had some good gags in it, but it was weirdly mean spirited. I found.
Yes. That's been my problem with Muppet content for a good decade. Yeah. And I think Jason Segel needs other vehicles for dealing with his emotional issues,
Yeah.
like Dispatched to Elsewhere, from Elsewhere. I would watch another season of that in a heartbeat. But I don't need him singing about being a Muppet.
So let's see. What have we talked about so far? We've talked about Canadian politics,
Movies.
alienated people. Talked about the Pope, alienated people. Talked about the movies, which maybe we haven't done enough to alienate people there. Are there still viewers?
Oh, what's your worst movie take?
Ooh, what is my worst movie take? I hated the Lego movie.
Hated?
I thought it was cynical. Like,
But everything is awesome.
but it's an ad.
For Lego.
Yeah.
Wait. Franchises based on toys are cynical?
Yeah. And everyone was.
But what if we did it differently and it was about friendship?
And creativity, and how you can do your creativity through Lego. I don't know. I didn't like it. Everyone else seemed to love it. So that's my hottest movie take.
I simply have not seen a lot of movies that other people consider like foundational, like Euro Trip and stuff. Just haven't seen those. Haven't seen the Van Wilder movies.
Me neither, actually. I've not been out to many movies in the last 5 years. I used to go fairly regularly, and then COVID hit, and then my interest in sitting in a room with a bunch of people who are unmasked just like dropped out. I saw The Lighthouse. I saw Crimes of the Future. I saw The Green Knight in theaters.
Okay. Planning to go see Sinners.
Yeah, I would love to see Sinners. I was sad that I missed Nosferatu. I was sad that I kind of wanted to see Megalopolis in theaters.
I think it would have been worth it.
Yeah. What else? What else can I use to drive away viewers? What am I reading at the moment? I'm reading a short story collection called Grotesqueries, which is interesting, actually. I'm not sure that I like the writing very much, but I like that it's a horror short story collection, and it's all just like it understands how short fiction is good, which is like you explore something like razor thin, right? Like you take like something very distinct, very defined, and are like, we're going to throw you into this, and then we're going to cut it off.
Right.
Right.
So our friend Andrew Camden
Mm-hmm.
wrote a book
Oh.
called Astrid Falls, A Tale of
Yeah.
Vancouver. And I started reading it on digital,
Okay.
and there are footnotes.
Oh.
And on my phone screen, even just like the button to hit the footnote is really super tiny and easy to miss.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it goes down to like the HTTP link in the book to the footnote, and then getting back is hard. Trying to click on the. So I bought a physical copy, and
Oh.
that has arrived. So I'm going to be
Nice.
reading Andy's book. Yeah,
Cool. Yeah. I should get it.
you should get it. You should all get it. Link in chat.
Mm-hmm. And before that, what was I reading? Um, I've tried to read more this year, like sit down and read more. I wanted to read 50 books this year. That's not going to happen. I used to be able to do that.
Pick shorter books.
I just think back of the summer when I was 15 or 14 and read every like Kurt Vonnegut novel.
Do it again.
Yeah.
It'll go faster the second time.
I mean, I just used to be able to do that, right?
Oh.
Like, even a few years ago, I had a really nice brief vacation where I traveled to see a friend, and we just kind of like sat on the couch for 2 days and read books and traded them.
What is this mystical land of sitting on a couch and book reading?
Oh, it was just I was just visiting a friend from university in Calgary, my friend Michelle. She was on Desert Bus once. Just kind of like hung out in the back.
All my friends want to play like board games and watch TV.
I think one of the funnier lines I've read in a book recently was in Gretchen Felker Martin's Manhunt, where she comments, or the main character comments, that at least the end of the world meant that she would never have to play Settlers of Catan again.
Yeah.
Or that nobody would make her play Settlers of Catan again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the beginning of that book, I think it's that book. She does a quote from Tori Peters, and so I tried to read "Detransition Baby," and it's a bit much emotionally.
Yeah, I haven't read it. Maybe I should give it a shot. I've like started to get more comfortable bouncing off a book
Oh,
rather than pushing through it. When like recently I picked up Saint of Bright Doors.
yep,
Which is, it's critically acclaimed.
yep.
People really
I read
like
it.
Yeah,
I was amused by certain
Yeah,
aspects.
I had a lot of friends who were like, "This is a great book. I really enjoyed this," and I picked it up, and I think I read 30 pages and was like, "I get it, but I am not into this right now."
Yeah,
And then like put it down and picked up something else instead of my previous impulse, which was to like self-harm by reading something I wasn't enjoying.
that's kind of similar to some of your other behavior, though, where you try
What?
to read the news to save other people.
Yeah,
So
no, yeah,
you
like if I
you just have to punish yourself and really knuckle down
Mm.
by reading, and that will make you and everyone else better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, does anyone else do this? You stay up till 3 a.m. refreshing the news so that if you read it, it can't hurt anyone else,
No,
right? You tank the news.
news makes me upset and I avoid it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a book is too difficult to read under the circumstances that I'm reading it, such as I was reading the sequel to The Goblin Emperor, Witness for the Dead, and I was like, I'm not into this late at night. I'm intoxicated. I can't follow goblin names. So I'll just read my stupid portal fiction stuff and see a reference to traveling to Seattle and eating at Dick's Drive-In.
Huh.
And that'll be fine. I'll finish that book in a day.
Yeah, that's
See, what you
largely-
need to do
Uh-huh.
is just read more garbage.
Well,
if
that's
you
why-
just lower your standards to dirt level,
Well,
no editor, serial releases on the internet,
Yeah, just like AO3.
AO3.
Read someone's completely unedited stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
That's written like they're posting like
Yeah.
X or post 257 of X.
Yeah, no, I'm
Thread
talking
on
about Royal Road. I'm talking about you go onto the Reddit light novels, find new releases
Okay, but
of
like-
chapters.
I've actually got that because I read Warhammer 40K fiction, right? Which
Is
just
it
like
fan
pick-
fiction?
It's an advertisement, so it's like
Well, but I mean, like, again, does it have an editor?
yes,
Does someone oversee
yes,
the words reaching your eyeballs?
yeah, and like depending on the author, it can be actually pretty fun to read.
Yeah, no, I think
Right.
you're too high quality.
God.
The quality is too high.
But I think I'm going to start going through my bookshelves and not keeping things that I don't want to return to. It doesn't have to be a Chivo rack, right?
No, why would your books be? My books are books that I've read, and I'm sure someday I'll read again. That's
Yeah.
what my bookshelf is.
Well, like, I find the books that I keep returning to are usually not novels. They're reference books, right? Like, I've got all my theory books from university still,
Right.
which I like to refer to. Poetry I always come back to. Short fiction I like coming back to, but it's rare that I'll read a novel over and over again.
I think I've reread Hitchhiker's Guide and like The Color of Magic, but the writing has to be creative enough. It can't just be straightforward and rote, because then, like, if I try to read A Wrinkle in Time or something like that, I'll get into it, and then the rest of the book will just be like in my head, loaded up, and it's just like, well, now I'm just reiterating the same steps again instead of discovering something new or having new thoughts about a thing.
Yeah, I, I think it's valuable to return to things that, you know, are favorites and see how you've changed, right? Because like the when we interact with art, it is art is not an object that hangs on a wall. Art is a system that exists between an interpreter and something that is being interpreted.
And
Right.
the context of the creation and the intent of the art, plus your own context as a reader, matters.
But like the intention of the art is completely oblique to you, right?
But your own
Yeah, you
context
project
does
it.
change.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like all of that comes from you, or should be regarded as coming from you, and you're just like, what does this say about me? What does what I perceive here tell me about myself?
Yeah. The best stuff is the stuff that's really irritating, and then you figure out it's irritating because you see yourself in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, God damn it.
Yeah, I was perceived in order for this to be written.
Yeah. I'm the unlikable main character who's overpowered.
Yes. Yeah, like when Bella in Twilight walks into a table, and that's endearing.
That's so me.
Yep. Yeah, me though.
Bikecaster's asking how the Roottrees is doing. I think they're dead. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, rip. I mean, I'm built different. Also,
Yeah.
I bought more Warhammer.
Whoa.
Ham warmer.
Who had money on Warhammer?
Yeah. They're dinosaurs on dinosaurs that fire lasers, which I think is kind of sweet.
Oh, they won't die as long as you don't start the game. That's right. We've got Schrodinger's Roottrees here.
Yeah.
As long as we don't perceive them,
Yeah, they can't die.
we're not going to collapse this waveform by launching the game. Wouldn't be me.
Nope. Absolutely not. I am going to save all the root trees.
You going to save them?
Yeah. I don't know how or why. I don't even know what the root trees really are.
Is root tree a real name that real people have?
I don't know. I was out walking the other day and I started thinking, like, what if the way we perceive the world is actually completely upside down, and the
Well,
life
yes.
on Earth is actually contained in the soil, and everything that exists on the surface is just like this weird exosphere that, like, some trees and plants extend a probe into in order to gather like light as an energy source. But honestly, it's like it's pretty dangerous out there. You know, you don't put more out into the exosphere than you really can afford to lose. And everything else happens below the surface, right? Or in the oceans, right? The oceans are probably where really
Ocean's like dirt.
Yeah.
I've just been thinking about ringworms, which is not as fun.
Yeah, no, not as. I've heard that. I read an article a long time ago where somebody gave themselves, was it hookworm or ringworm, in order to suppress allergies. Then again, oh, is that just what the overstory is about? Maybe I should read that book. It's been sitting on my shelf for like 5 years.
Huh.
That okay, so the hookworm ringworm thing is a thing. Okay. Oh, have a good one, Lumi. I will reply to your message, but tentatively. Um,
I'm gonna go put my keys away and get a cold glass of water because I'm very thirsty, and then I'll be back, and then we can play the game.
okay, that sounds great.
Amuse these folks.
AMA chat. You have 30 seconds, probably. What would be cooler than dinosaurs on dinos? I suppose a third dino stratum. Do I like pancakes? Yes. Favorite spice? Cloves. What should you have for dinner? Cacio e pepe? How many cats is the ideal number to live with? I find more than one pet difficult to care for, but I understand that cats like to be in pairs. Chair comfy? I wasn't really thinking about it, so I guess that's a yes. Where are the Snowdens of yesteryear? I mean, I think the question is the content. Où sont les neiges des ans passés? Do I think I could ever play the Catamites game? Unfamiliar with that. What's my beef with Catan? I don't really like board games. Just in general. I would rather dispense with the pretense and just hang out. You saw someone screenshot a tweet of yours about Death of the Author on Tumblr. Am I being canceled on Tumblr? Which sock do I put on first?
I think you put them both on the same foot.
Left.
Oh man.
How much would I spend on Warhammer in one outing?
How much money do you have?
I try not to buy more than one box at a time. Unfortunately, some box contains boxes. Is Floyd's Mahoney still worth trying to get these days? They no longer will.
It's not double or nothing.
They don't accept limitations on it. You used to be able to ask for like a vegetarian Mahoney or a sweet or savory Mahoney, but now they're just like, nope. We create for you. It's $30 or however much.
Yeah, I think it's close to 30 now.
Yeah. Where are the bodies buried? I mean, kind of everywhere, right? We exist in constant exchange with our environment. How big is said box? I think it was roughly the size of this manual.
What's a Mahoney?
What's a Mahoney? A local breakfast restaurant called Floyd's. It's a local chain. I think they've got
Diner.
2 or 3. Yeah, diner vibe, right? Very kind of like early 1960s post-war Americana kind of vibe to it. The Mahoney is their dish that you order where they're just like, we make something for you. One of our cooks just like us creates something for you.
Yeah.
You don't get to know what it is. They probably won't know what it is. And it's kind of expensive, but if you don't like it, you can ask the server to flip a coin for you. And if you win the flip, it's free. And if you lose the
Oh, you
flip.
can
It's
flip
double.
it whether you like it or not.
Oh, okay.
They offer that, but it's yeah, it's kind of just a we have all of this stuff, so we put it together for you. So you can get like a French toast club sandwich with like an entire avocado inside, or you get a big bowl of scramble, and then you're digging down, and you find a pancake underneath.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of like, I'm going to like put food in a trough and then stop when I'm bored.
Yeah. So the portions are huge usually.
Yeah, the Mahoney is, whenever I've seen someone order it, it's
It's
been,
like a big plate.
yeah, it's kind of like a manhole covered
Yeah.
with food.
You might see just a pancake, and then underneath is where all the stuff is.
Huh. Ooh. Oh, they were using it to remind people that death of the author doesn't just mean you get to enjoy media uncritically.
Oh.
Yeah. Death of the author is, okay, first off, Death of the author is like 3 pages long. Whenever I used to bring it up, people would be like, oh, maybe you could make a YouTube video explaining it to me.
That would just be you reading the thing. Well, you wouldn't even, yeah. You could
It's-
read like 2 sentences of the thing and get the point across.
Yeah, it's, Death of the author is like a very short text, and I highly recommend, if you are curious about it, to go and read it. It will take you less time to Google it, read it than it would for me to like explain it to you. Probably worse than your.
I think it's pretty easy to explain.
Yeah, the basic concept of Death of the author is that the author does not have authoritative control over what their text means. You should not be trying to read something in the mode of trying to puzzle out what the author intended you to get out of it. Because, that's maybe you're like watching, or maybe you're reading like, I don't know, something that was published last year, and the author is still around to tell you what it means, right? Maybe that's a game you can kind of play, where you're like, oh, I wonder what they're getting at here. And then you look it up and get the answers in the back of the book, and then can feel good or bad about your interpretation of it.
So I got something different from reading Death of the Author.
Really?
And it being more like the work is written by the zeitgeist, and the author is just the person who wrote it. They're not. They're like
Yeah.
They aren't like the big name author who came in and spawned from their genius this idea in isolation. It is the culture as a whole that
Yeah.
is the context for
I
the
mean,
work being made.
like the takeaway from it is that when you engage with a text, do not try to get it right. Get out of it what you get out of it, and then that is what you can kind of like play with or interrogate about yourself, right? If you're reading a text and you're like, oh, I thought it means this, that's valid, and you should interrogate that, right? If you want to like pursue meaning, whatever meaning a text encodes, comes from you. It cannot come from like whoever wrote it might have had something in mind, but that's not what fiction is for. That's what a legal document is for. Like if they wanted to like make a point, they would have written an essay. And a lot of people are like, death of the author means that the author is dead and is completely disconnected from the work, which is a misreading of it.
Yes,
because
very
it gets
much.
used as a consumerist angle. I think when I was last talking about it was when people were like, yeah, but death of the author means that we can read Harry Potter and it's okay.
Yeah, or say Miku wrote it.
Yeah, and maybe like, not really, right? Is the rebuttal to that?
Yeah.
It's not a matter of like who has the authority. It's being honest about yourself, with yourself, about where interpretation comes from and where it is made. You are the person doing the reading. Therefore, the meaning is coming from you. It is like whatever you get out of a text is coming from you. There is like, which isn't to say like it is also, this is one interpretive tool, right? In when we read things, we have many tools that we can call on and lenses that we can apply in order to like understand what it is we're reading.
Yeah.
Death of the Author is one particularly useful tool in that toolbox that lets us, when we pick it up, say, right, I am the one I am the one interpreting this. I need to remember that I am the one interpreting this. Right? And then you can put it down, and then maybe, you want to like pick up other tools in that chest.
Be like, what if one of the characters was gay?
Yeah. Yeah. What does it mean is not as important as what does it mean to me. Like, what does it mean is actually like, Death of the Author doesn't mean that you can't try to figure out what the author was trying to get across, because that's an act of communication, right? But it is, you're never going to get an actual objective answer to that, because artists lie all the time about what they mean, right? You can never get, you have to understand that if you're trying to figure out what an author intends, that is always going to be a fuzzy answer. Yeah, maybe the authors just mean, I thought X-Wings are cool. Right?
I like boobs.
Yeah. What does it mean that she boobed boobily down the stairs? Well, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but it could be a lot of things. Yeah, and oftentimes authors don't know what they mean when they create something.
I find that part really interesting, as art is a form of expression.
Yeah.
So it's like you're trying to express something. You don't know what.
Yeah.
You still made something.
Yeah.
And you stuck it on a wall.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, especially when you get into like very abstract works, right? Like abstract works of like an abstract painting might mean something very like.
How do we feel about the casting of Murderbot?
Which one?
What do you mean, which one?
I don't know. Murderbot?
Yeah.
I don't
Murderbot's
know.
a character in the Murderbot series.
Oh, I've never seen it. Or read it?
You would have read it, and you would have had an idea in your head of what Murderbot looks like or
Okay.
is like. And it's not just a dude,
Got it.
but they cast a dude. Murderbot's a clone, a military soldier security
Okay.
clone that they're like mentally programmed. Murderbot hacks themselves to give
Okay.
themselves free will,
Okay.
and they use that free will to watch TV, and that's all they want to do.
Relatable.
But they have to, keep the squishy soft people safe,
Okay.
and they try to do that without
Okay.
revealing that they've hacked themselves. So they have to try to follow all the rules. But they have a lot of extra tools that other people don't have.
Okay.
So they get to uncover like conspiracies and stuff like that to keep their people safe.
Okay.
Yes, it is similar to Soldier.
Interesting. Is it good?
I like it. It's fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's about found family.
Huh. Just like The Terror, season 1. Are we brothers, Francis?
It's the family you make along the way. You and your grandkids out seal hunting on the ice. Yes, it's Martha Wells. There's like 4 books. They're pretty short. Like they're not extensive.
Oh, I know those books now. I've seen them around. Yes. They're yeah, okay.
They're everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to read Martha Wells' fantasy fiction and fell off that pretty quick. But I like Murderbot.
Okay.
Then they're gonna make a TV Murderbot, and the Murderbot on TV is just a dude.
Huh. Yeah, because like when I hear Murderbot, I think like you would generally want your Murderbot to look not very much like a person, while perhaps being able to fit in person spaces.
That's basically it. Yeah, they're
So, like-
supposed to be kind of a nondescript, stocky humanoid that's genderless.
Okay. So kind of like a Terminator designed by Apple.
Yeah,
Right,
and
to be kinda
they
like-
generally wear like the security uniform or suit that covers their face because they have social anxiety.
Okay.
They don't like being perceived or interacted with by the crew or treated like a human. Murderbot's what they call themselves in their own head.
Oh, really?
That's their name for themselves.
That sounds kind of like the offensive units from The Culture.
Yes.
Yeah, where they're just like, yeah, I was created to kill people, and I'm good at it. I'm going to sleep now until you need me to kill more people. And then after I do that, I'm going to trade the recordings I made of killing people with all of my buddies, and we're going to laugh at them.
Except no, you won't because you don't have any thoughts or feelings.
See, that sounds nice.
Yeah. And then you've got people up in your face being like, but what do you think? What are you feeling? And they're like, I just want to go back to my cubicle. I just want to go back to my cubicle. Watch my stories.
I always like The Culture offensive units. They wouldn't like me, but I thought they were interesting characters.
I like the plants that have their own little cart that they can move around in.
I like the one alien ambassador who looked vaguely like a piece of furniture, so people kept trying to sit on him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got like 10 books on my shelf that I want to get through in the next couple of months. And they're all like fairly short.
How quickly are you going to bounce? Like, if you don't hit 100 pages, are you going to put them down?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But a lot of these are gifts that kind of stacked up over the last couple of years. And people will occasionally be like, hey, have you read that book I gave you? And I'll be like, no, I've been having problems. And I think I feel better about myself when I read.
Huh.
I think that it helps me a lot, actually, to read.
You see yourself as a reading person?
I don't, maybe, but I do know that I feel better when I do it.
Okay.
Anyway, video games.
We're 10 minutes to the break.
We are so good at this. At least we're being interesting, I think. Are we feel?
I think I'm a better person when I'm interesting.
What if being a worse person is what makes me interesting?
Airplane. Donnie Darko solved it. Ooh. Evidence intuition.
Interesting.
We could make searching easier. Room detail. Only squares.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Show subtitles.
Keyboard sounds.
Interesting.
Yes. I'm gonna leave these on for now. But if the strobes and the CRT get gross for people, we can turn them off.
Sounds good. Okay. So, overall, I was told that this is a lot like Oberdin, or operates in a mode similar to Oberdin, where you are, like, searching for, like, clues that allow you to, like, assemble a timeline or, like, figure out what happened. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, crunchy.
Ooh. Windows 3.1.
Yes.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottrees and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees Company's lawyers are scrambling.
Scrambling.
Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for. I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were.
Would you like to come in? It's December. You're just gonna leave the door open, huh? I'm not paying to heat the neighborhood.
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Is this
Please,
a paid
it's-
test?
It's so cold outside. Maybe I can put on a coat and come outside with you.
Oh. Got milk.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's see. They all kind of have the same face.
Oh no, they've got same face disease.
One has earrings, though, and the other ones don't seem to. List of names. Gwyn, Gwendolyn. Dark Souls. Do we mouse over things?
Can you flip the picture? No.
I can redeploy it, though.
Uh-huh. Smooth jazz and dial-up.
Man, a 56K modem. Root Tree Sisters?
Rain is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS. Riley's the smart one. Rose is a middle child like me.
Oh, okay. Raina, Rose, Riley. Models, they're dead. They're not just rich because they're models,
Their
but also
dad's
because they were
candy
born
president.
rich.
And their mom went to fashion designer.
They do the modeling for her brand Root, very popular in Australia.
All right.
Ears pierced like Rose. Okay.
plaid like Riley.
Yeah. Okay. Riley is in plaid. Rose has the pierced ears, and Reyna is oldest.
Fill in the names. All right. Get the names. Oh. Maybe from the photo? Ah, rude. Okay.
I've completely forgotten it already. Brain. Riley is... Rose is the middle child who has pierced ears. Okay. Is Rose a diminutive? Ambrose? Maybe we should look at... This is probably agonizing.
What?
Watching me do this. Rose has the pierced ears. And
Riley's
is the middle
in plaid.
child. Riley is...
Let's do Riley.
Yeah, Riley's in plaid.
No. Yeah. Just click.
Boopy-doo.
You know the name.
Rose... No, yeah. Why am I so bad at this? Chat, is this real? Riley wears plaid. We're looking for somebody whose name begins. Thomas Sheridan, TMS.
We could probably do more searching.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's put that in, pencil that in right now. Let's just look at the list of names. Is there...
I think I'd like to take a break and then have my hand at the wheel.
Please do.
Let's take a break.
You look like you're cooking. Okay. Let's take a break.
All right. Oh, let's get it on.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Do we want to look for
search
Rose?
TMS.
TMS?
Let's search in the history. All right. Close. Spider search. What?
Man, I remember
Tommy Mark Sheridan. Other trouble. Ran a root tree. 97. He was 23. Drug use.
a bad boy.
What are we looking for? Rose. Goes by a nickname.
Was it just called Web Spider? The search
Mosaic.
engine that this is. I remember this in the high school library. Web crawler?
Yeah.
Maybe if you put in the last name as well.
Riley. Root. Tree.
This is a very 1990s search engine experience.
Candy Company. Brenda. Root tree. Brenda White original. Root. White and gold dress. I think it's blue and black.
Oh, yeah, for a black and blue dress.
God damn it. Root has a period after.
Oh, nice. Looking hella fly. These are very
Carly.
Targaryen. Oh, Carly. Okay. Good job.
All right, so jobs now. All right. Fashion, fashion, fashion. Ooh. Room? What's this?
The
Bubbles
notorious
Montjoy.
Montjoys.
Riot Girl. Yeah. History comics. The telephone. Book. the
Answering
drawer,
machine.
Shoes. Art, 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 art.
I think that's actually an answering machine, not a book.
Paper. All right. Thomas Sheridan. Occupation. Wife, wife, wife. Model.
10 trillion hits.
Dana. Root tree. Riley's smart. They are models.
Yeah,
They
are
do
they
the
all just
modeling.
models?
Yeah. Model. Zero to 5 blood relatives. Yay. Or booyah.
Booyah, Grandma. Booyah.
Sorry to test you,
Is
but
it 'cause I have no
a feeling
chairs?
You could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The root trees go
Way back.
The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives. Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries. Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable root trees.
I got access to websites.
Notable people are easy
Dang.
to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now. Carl Roottrees had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
I have cameras in your house. You don't need to. You don't need to inform me of anything. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out,
Uh-huh.
Kill them.
I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here.
I don't know who you are.
Thank you.
If anyone else from the Roottrees reaches out, shoot them through the door. Do not listen to their lies.
Oh, top secret. Sleuth. Eh. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Keep an eye out. Alright, we got Carl. And Brenda. I guess she's white. Every time you get additionals. What's this? Portraits. Let's click on faces on the evidence tab. Oh! Oh! 5 pieces of Teen Blast. Kids love them. 6 cents.
Ooh.
How many clues? There's 11 clues in this dinosaur pack?
Oh, it's always name at birth? Okay. So, nay, Brenda White.
5 flavors because the original inventor had 5 kids. Cool chocolate, bad blue raspberry, awesome apple, power plum, and so strawberry.
He flavored each of the pieces of candy after one of his children.
Exactly. He had a chocolate flavored child.
Yes.
He was like, what, Uranus?
Saturn.
Saturn. Elias and Gwyneth are the founders. Gwyn, Red. Jim. So these are probably the 5 kids. Easy to find online.
Okay.
So let's start with Gwyn Roottrees. The Great Gwyn. VHS. An actress in the 50s. Guys like us. Did you know? Granddaughter of Elias. Took her father, took her mother's name, which is famous.
A Gendo Ikari maneuver.
Her mother's name. So, do we already have Elias and what's it? Gwendolyn? Oh. Gwyneth and Elias.
Do we need to fill in the name, his birth name?
This is, oh no, I don't know which Gwyneth. He's Elias, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But why would his birth name be different? That's the granddaughter's.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So there's 5 kids from Elias and Gwendolyn, and then there's a granddaughter named Gwyn, who shouldn't have been named Rootree because her parents' names aren't. All right.
Well, we can also fill in the daughter's father, Carl, right?
Yeah, I did that already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Carl
Oh.
and Brenda,
Okay.
who was white,
Right, yes.
and he is
A candy magnet?
CEO of Candy, I guess. Gwyn Rootree.
Fa-fa-voom.
I just don't know where she lives on
Yeah.
the stack. News alert. Shadowy figure. Alright. So let's do if we check Carl, maybe we'll find Carl's
His
parents.
yeah.
Work backwards. And confirm his job. President. Great grandfather. Watchman of the Year.
Huh.
Well, let's look for Watchman of the Year. Alright, let's try Red Rootree.
Okay.
Aloysius Herring
Aloysius.
Rootree.
Hell yeah.
Judge and politician.
Okay. What did you do in Ireland?
So he's from a different branch.
Oh.
We have parallel branches. Maybe this little funky box or something. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's get there. Team Blast. Not the same as back then.
Huh.
Did I look for Elias Rootree yet?
I don't think so.
Propaganda site.
Gwyneth.
Blood is thicker than syrup. Any child linked by blood shall be linked by blood to my legacy. Family Man by Bess Williams.
We can go to the periodicals to see the Watchmen publication. I think the little bell icon turned up when it said that.
It's a
Oh,
notification.
it's just a notification. Is there a way to go to periodicals then?
Well, any evidence stuff ends up in here.
Okay. Oh, there's a new photo.
Yeah, of Gwyneth. All right, I'll put those in. Occupation. Candyman.
First president?
First president. Second. Third. Fourth? Fourth president?
Yeah.
I guess.
guess.
I guess.
There was a periodical icon on the computer desktop. Okay, thank you.
Oh, so we have to.
Oh, yeah, there
it is. Business watch. Keywords.
Watchman.
Watchman? Elias. Carl. Alright, added to our evidence.
Okay, I'm getting the flow now.
36. Additional photo. 1936. Watchman of the Year. 10 cents. Marrying his wife. Has a daughter. It's the first of 5.
Okay.
So let's go here.
1909.
And daughter. And then we're in the evidence. One flavor for child, Pittsburgh.
So by 1990 or 1922, all 5 children had been born. Is chosen based on the initials of his children.
With help of his son, Elias Roottrees Jr. So there is a junior.
Okay.
Clanced Trust. Clanced.
Clans.
Clanked.
I'm so clanced right now.
Super clancing.
Clans maxing.
Elias has a daughter. First of 5 children, 4 followed.
Yeah.
Initials. So look, the colors on the box that we have are not the originals. So let's look at Clanced Trust. What is this?
Clancid Trust.
Clancy Edward Roottree, Elias' son, head
okay.
lawyer. Blood relative. Roottrees versus RR, which is probably Red Roottree. 5-piece guarantee. Eh.
Nice.
In isolation.
The yearly salary is always linked to the price of the single pack of 5 pieces.
Elias wanted to ensure his only direct relatives could afford to be president. Passive income tied to the profits of the company. Okay, so let's go back to look at the evidence that we have, because they've got the periodical for Carl.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, he was not the CEO of the candy company.
Brenda retired stay-at-home mother. Carl's cousin Jim, singer. A young daughter same age as Raina. Let's check the...
Oh, we should get his photo, though. Well, we have it open.
Yeah. I'm coming back. I'm just trying to see
okay.
what cousin would have had a daughter the same age as Raina.
Right.
Just trying to see if... Yeah. Boink. Carl. Jim. 1982. Second cousin Ernie Jr.
Okay, Ernie Jr. was the president of Roottrees. Okay.
Umbrella Company. Raina. Grew. Younger sisters show off baby clothes. Watchman of the Year. So should we look... Like, I'm still thinking... top to bottom.
Yep.
Like, trying to figure out daughter's name.
Could we infer it from the name of the candies? Or did they change the... They changed the flavors.
Yeah, they changed the flavors. And we also don't know what order.
Yeah.
SSCC. Right, because there's Aloysius.
Yeah.
Aloysius. A. Alright, I'll put Dad's second photo thing in. There we go. Right? That's Dad.
Oh, and we should change his title.
I don't know what to do it though. Because he's the head of the fashion.
I guess CEO?
Yeah. He's got a cousin that's a singer and a cousin that's top of the...
Oh, those would be...
Genealogy for dunces. Most recent occupation. Yeah. Alright, so Gwyneth. Let's look for Gwyneth. What are the Gwyneth options? Gwyneth Anderson.
Gwyneth Roottrees was Gwyneth Anderson. Okay.
Housewife. Boom. Alright, so...
Maybe if we look up 5 pieces, it will tell us what the original flavors were.
Sweet history of candy. Advertisement scanned from a book. Charles Lee.
Oh, look in the public library, maybe.
Oh yeah, Charles Lee. No.
History of candy?
Me. Sweet history of candy. Both author and title. Oh.
Yes.
So, I get it. History. I'll just copy the. Come on, let me copy it. Worst. Book. 1925. Alright.
Oh, there we go.
Let me get. Ooh, G is for grape.
Okay.
Order is grape. Elderberry.
So that's
cinnamon
probably...
extract.
The eldest daughter was probably named after her mother.
Probably. Alright. Okay. No, there's nothing worth clicking on. So, going back to the famous ones. It's got a fish. So, Gwyn. Just verifying. granddaughter. So not daughter.
Okay.
Father took her mother's famous name. So Gwyn is not the G. After Gwendolyn.
Let's look at the family genealogy and see what other G names there are. Gwendolyn? Gwendolyn?
Yeah. I'll search for Gwendolyn. Oh. 9. I'll copy and paste from text instead of trying to type it. List. Gwendoline. Okay. All right.
Okay,
So definitely
I guess
nothing.
we need to figure out what her married name was.
Yes. She married. But we got G.
E for elderberry.
Elderberry. Roottrees. Male names.
Elias Jr.
Edward. Oh, Clancy Edward is gonna
cinnamon
be
extract.
cinnamon extract. So Clancy Edward we can do, which is the third one.
Yep.
M for melon, and then M for miracleberry, which is gonna be miracle.
Yeah. I think the elderberry is probably an Elias Jr.
Okay. So let's search for Elias Jr.
I hear a song a lot like this get used a lot in YouTube videos. What is this? Chat, what is this? Hunched-top house?
Search periodicals. Yeah, search Business Watch. Hunched-top house. Click the set at the bottom to see the music. Cool cats.
Okay. Thanks,
Oh,
chat.
hints? No. Ew, get out of here.
Oh,
Duck.
that would
Ugh.
mean less video gaming.
Yeah, I'm game maxing. Alright. So we've searched Carl, he was the president. We've searched Elias and Gwyneth. We've searched Gwyn. Jim Roottrees. That's the cousin of Carl. Miracle
Yeah,
Jr. Let's search, because Miracle Jr. is going to be Miracle's kid, right?
probably, yeah.
Televangelist. Clergy Watch. Conspiracy. His wife's Edith's sister in disguise.
Huh.
Miracle Jr. is married to Edith. Okay. So there's Miracle. And then one of these is Miracle Jr. Oh,
Yeah.
it's probably the
The starred one.
starred one. Junior. Edith. Televangelist. Evangelist. Criminal.
Prisoner. Media mogul?
Preacher.
preacher.
Cult leader. Yeah.
There was a Miracle the Third, which would make sense for being their child. Just to get something filled in. I mean, that makes logical sense to me, right?
I think so. But who knows with families, you know?
Yeah.
Miracle Network?
Nope, found a photo.
Bare bones. His mother's life. Dr. Swore he wouldn't survive. Very young. Power of God. Second vessel for higher power.
Huh. He unburdened himself from the Roottrees name.
Blurb is a flyer about the tour. Oh my god. Look at this boy. And Miracle the Third.
'96. Oh, okay. Now we can get birth dates.
Nicole.
He was 68 in '96, so that means he would have been born in 28, right? 1928.
We don't need birth dates.
I thought we did. Aw, man.
Nicole. Oh, damn it. Well, let's check Nicole Smith. Was it
Madsen.
Matheson?
Madsen.
Madsen.
Miracle the Third?
Hmm?
Can we Google Miracle the Third?
Oh, yeah, we can Google Miracle Third.
Or, sorry, Spider Search Miracle Third.
Miracle. Wow.
Mircali.
Third.
The Third.
Well. Baby. Bring it in, Oberdin. You unlocked White Brenda.
Go, White Brenda, go.
Come on, that's 6. Oh, wait. 9? You need 9? Why?
Sock it to me, rock it to me one more time.
How do I escape? How do I escape? This escape room is terrible. Baby preacher.
Occupation.
Baby.
It me.
All right. Picture. Roottrees Miracle. I'm guessing Miracle was also a preacher. Due to the foundation. Say something about his wife. All right. Who else? Lauren. Which one of you is a Lauren? Why don't I look up this guy, Clancy? I think I probably already did, didn't I? Lauren. Roottrees.
Author.
A distant relative of the sisters. Lauren Rafferty. Just highlight there. Boom. Oh. Yeah, the in-game note system doesn't seem that bad. Famous family. Release them on the name Lauren Roottrees. Take advantage. Diary. Life between wars. Her husband. Romance in court. Court jester. Retired. So let's look at A Life Between Wars.
Public library?
Yeah, it just wasn't one of the searches available.
Lauren Rafferty.
Or Rafferty. Rafferty?
I guess Roottrees. Ooh.
Printing. And then we've got Romance in Court. Her brother Clancy.
Brother Clancy. Lectures on the Middle Ages.
Can I just highlight this whole thing? All right, easy. And then there is Court Jester. What?
Try Rafferty. Maybe it was released under her.
All right, let's check what the other evidence we pulled up is.
Yeah, it's the name of the series, so.
That's husband. That's her. $1965. Jacob. Clark. Granddaughter. Coselles.
Okay, her father was a Roottrees.
Her father, she was referred to as
Had-
Pop, was a
Oh.
lawyer.
Yeah, he's CE then. Clancy Edward, right?
Yeah. Alright. Pop, head lawyer.
Yeah, Clancy Edward.
But we don't know.
Yeah, which.
Oh, she's notable. Lauren.
Yes. Okay, Lauren. Yeah.
Lauren. Then Jacob. She's a writer.
Author.
Author. She has Clancy, was it? Or Carl?
No, it was. Oh, we should just go back and. I want to say it's an L name.
How do I pull my notes back out? Clark.
Clark. Well, there's an L in it. We're both right.
Clark. We don't know about him. But we do have a picture of her.
What's the question mark note with her husband?
Oh, it's just it. Yeah,
Bonus.
bonus. lawyer, something, something. Mother's family. It's called Coselles. Okay. Complaints.
Gwyn.
Only child. Aunt Margot. Starlet. So Gwyn's an actress. We have
Okay, Gwyn is an only child and would be notable.
okay, and we thought maybe she was Gwendolyn's.
But she is the generation that is the same as Lauren.
Yeah.
There you go. That's her.
Is she one of the notables? Yes.
Yeah.
Oops. Queen. And actor. Or is. Okay. They did not gender the work names. Dynasty. Clancy. Brandon was furious.
Architects, preachers, and lawyers. Zach.
Firstborn son of
Of
the
first-
firstborn five-piece. So
Okay.
Zach.
Is
Gwyneth.
Gwyneth's
Yeah,
Gwendolyn?
Gwyneth. Gwendolyn. Angie's older than Zach. Son of the firstborn five-piece was G. Pop told Ma. So Zach Efron. This is not helpful.
Oh, maybe Roottrees or Gwendolyn took her husband's name.
Yes.
And then, yeah. Morden, huh?
Yeah. Try fix features and layers, highlight. If I can make another page. 'Cause I don't want this here. I want it here if I can. And then I can have each section be like 5 pieces. This one's Lauren. Next one is gonna be about Zach. Doink. I don't know if there's a limit on highlight length.
And she is older than Zach, but we don't.
samples the product. Close that. Next page. Sam! Last retreat had given it to his wife and announced that Sam included in the family gatherings. Granny and sisters, granddad and a brother or two trimmed their branches. Why is Sam special? Angie summoned all the next gens. Quinn's in Paris, including Miracle's boys. So there's Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy. Elias Jr. married someone named Patsy.
Patricia.
Unknown Patsy. And the Miracle's boys. Boys.
Unknown male.
Boys. Da. Pull out my notes. Get another page. This one's
Elias Jr.
Jr. Yes. Wonder how many pages I'm limited to. EC and John. Farmhands. Old Anderson farm.
Eli is
Miracle's
the youngest.
Eli? I need a Miracle page.
Maybe Elias Miracle? Elias M. Rootree? Because there's an Elias C, which would make sense for Elias Clancy.
EC and John. Clancy swore. Not my brother. We're Lauren right now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The writer. So she's got a brother named Eli somewhere in here.
Yeah.
Then there's Eli M, maybe.
Yeah.
So... Right, because they're Cassells. But we don't know which one of these that would be. Alright. Clark. Danielle. Oh. Yeah. Clancy Academy. Brothers. They're all male.
Yeah, she mentioned growing up that her cousin, as an only child, complained a lot, and she was like, taking care of 3 younger brothers is no bueno.
All right, let's... Male. Swashbuckle my heart we haven't looked at. Cousin Sue Mills, that's not bad. Not a bad president, yeah. Sister seems to be doing well, raising twins. Alright, let's swashbuckle.
Released as X marks the spot.
Will it keep the quotes? Let's get rid of the quotes. Let's get rid of her name. Revisiting the diary. Scandal.txt. The death of Elias. Face.
Oh, missed the guy on the left.
But it didn't do.
I know.
5 pieces. Only
Oh.
the 5 pieces.
That's Clancy on the left. And Elias Jr. is the architect. There's Little Miracle with the eye patch.
Let's put some photos down. Tachank.
I'm enjoying this. This is neat.
Booyah!
Booyah, Grandma. Booyah.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes.
Who burst those pipes?
But I unearthed
I'll
a
burst
photo
your
from
pipe.
a
Wait.
1970s Roottrees reunion. I also found some important looking.
That's so
papers.
many photos. Oh my god.
Where did you find these?
You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Everything else about this game isn't so game-like.
Yeah.
And
then
9 blood relatives. Oh boy. All right. This is
that's
Clancy. Clancy.
Right there.
Clancy.
And then Eli Jr. is the guy in the middle, the oldest boy, who was an architect.
And then I think we might have Grandpa in the back. Potentially, right?
Maybe?
Let's check. Where did I get Mr. Hat? That was from his business article.
Yeah, Watchman of the
So,
Year. Oh,
Watchman
yeah.
of the Year. There we go.
Love to fill in boxes.
So then the woman must be their sister.
Mm-hmm.
This one, right?
I don't know. Who looks older to you?
Well, just from this picture. Oh. Hard to say. Carl's the teenager in the middle. That one?
Yep.
I'm just gonna put that in before I forget what his face looks like.
I'm kind of impressed that they've managed to, keep resemblances down,
Carl.
consistent.
Ah,
Oh,
I haven't
really?
verified him yet. Okay, President 5th?
But he was president of...
4th. Director? Advertising.
He should have been CEO of
Yeah.
Root, period.
Alright, back to the thing. Big family. November. Bonnie. Next president, Guy Hudson. Ernie Jr., Carolyn, Gwyneth, M. Gwendolyn, Miracle, Jr. Oh yeah, there's Miracle Jr.
And then Eli M is on the far right, right?
I'll just collect all the baby. I can do.
That would be-
I can do him. Oh.
Yeah.
Come here. Where's your stupid tie? There he is. Da, da, da. I'm not willing to guess these three in
Yeah.
order. Debbie. Nicole's sake. Ernie. Stay strong. So with Brenda. Carl. To Carl and Brenda. Nicole. Yeah, I don't know where in the all this. All right. Vote. Stephanie Jones. CM. CM. Carl Mum. All right.
Oh, break time?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. We return. How's it going out there, chat?
Sounds like they're discussing our stream for next week, which is blueprints.
Ooh. I've heard many, many interesting and engaging things about this game. That game. And this game, too.
Really?
Yeah, I had friends who really liked this game.
Gwyn and the boys. Gwyn and the boys. Gwyn and the boys. Gwyn.
We didn't put in her photo.
Gwyn. Why? Are they her boys?
I presume so, yeah. Bottom, and then her alt photo is the...
Once you verify. Couldn't make the reunion. Eli just stand all the way to the left. That's
Yeah.
Eli.
Maybe the president should be somebody who looks like they eat the product.
Miracle. Miracle. So Eli look like Pop. What of my brothers? Four of us stand together, clumped in the middle. Brothers. Only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insists we include Sam. Fair Miracle made it. It's 5-piece. Miracle. Sam?
Maybe? He's the only one who doesn't look like a root tree.
I think I can just add the Miracle photo, but that's it. Alright. New diary.
Excuse me.
Samantha. Illegitimate daughter of Elias and Patricia Christensen.
Oh.
Patricia Christensen, Elias Jr. Patty. Patricia Christensen.
And then
Elias
Sam.
Jr. is
He was
president?
architect.
Architect. Carl! God damn it. Why not?
Yeah, why?
Because it's the job at the time of death, right?
Yeah.
Samantha. We don't know anything about her. But I think she's that one. Maybe.
Maybe.
Alright. Trisha. Eli Jr. 16. Senator Elias hit her way with a local farmhand.
They did the diminutive game where we assumed Sam was a boy.
Yep. Reappeared by going by Patsy. After Patsy's husband died, she reunited with Eli Jr. Part of the clan Sid. Ah. Do. Sam. Ernie and the kids. Her children. Green Thumb. Gwyneth. Jet black hair and green eyes. Doesn't have thick glasses.
All of her children have glasses.
Farms operations. So the maple farm. No candy money.
A confirmed bachelor, huh?
Yep, you see. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. Confirmed bachelor. They were bachelors.
Just two dudes being bros.
Clark. Clark's gotten married again. Gwyn divorced Wild Bill. Wild Bill was from one of her movies.
Yeah.
So I can add a note. Gwyn. I see? Clancy Edward. Jane.
Running out on the band.
Keeper for running out of the band. Singer?
Maybe?
So who's getting Clark marrying Jane?
Remarrying.
Clark unknown.
But that would be Jane.
That's Jane.
He married LaRue?
Or maybe that's Jane.
She seemed to think the marriage wouldn't last, and this one seems to have ended in divorce.
For seconds. That's not. Okay. There are 4 Elis. Miracles Eli, Uncle Junior. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's father, Edward Clancy. Pop's name. Considered a valley at the time. Someone's a junior. They're always firstborn son.
Okay.
With the women all go out the window. Gwendolyn got her name from some combination of Gwyneth and Carolyn.
Who was Elias's mother?
Question mark? Clancy Edward. C.E. Cinnamon extract.
Yeah.
Do. Dirty child. Enough pretty dress.
Pretty. I like that spelling of it.
She said your papa's my dad. Pretty?
Yeah, because I mean, with a maple tree, they must be from like Vermont, right?
Right.
So they would have like a really pronounced New England accent. But like pretty is usually if you were like a small child spelling something phonetically with a double T in it, you would hear it as a D, right? Because that's kind of what how English speakers pronounce it, right? Pretty, not pretty.
Gwyneth, housewife, but green thumb. Farmer. We don't know about baby Elias. Sam. We don't have
Green
glasses.
eyes and black hair.
There, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Her mother had the glasses, and both of Sam's children have glasses.
Right. We could probably check out Wild Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Was it a public periodical? No, it was something
Yeah.
about.
Maybe we need actor Wild Bill?
It was Gwyn Roottrees.
Yeah. Guys Like Us? Big search guys like us.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Mission.
Was the other one Christmas Mission?
Christmas Mission. Yeah, reverse Some Like It Hot.
There was like a thing about the actor.
See if
I
there's
did see-
a William or something in the family genealogy.
Trying to remember what it was that I was reading when I saw
The
the one
only
she was dating.
Harrison Lane was the lead actor in Guys
There were
Like
two males.
Us. Was there?
Yes.
I thought Leslie Florence was the other secretary.
Oh, so Harrison Lane?
Maybe? Nope.
Here. Oh well. I have to sneeze. It's gonna be a while.
Look into the bright light. Gesundheit.
Thank you. All right. Clancy Jr.
I mean, I
M.
think, yeah, for Melon.
What was the other initial? We got. Sorry, just thinking about the next generation. Five flavors.
Oh, yeah.
If they named the candy. Just M for melon.
Melon.
Just melon.
You know, that kid had a giant head. Another daughter.
Mr. Morden. Big great aunt Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn. Morden? Morden Gwendolyn. Did she marry a Morden? And then have a Zach?
Zach?
Zach's the kid.
Yeah. Yeah, because Zach was the oldest boy.
Morden.
And he would have been the second president.
Or third?
No, so it went straight from Elias to Zach, because Elias held onto the job for so long that all the other children had their own, like, careers and didn't want to inherit.
So. Melon.
We know it was a girl. So
Margaret?
that is a strange name.
I'm gonna search Margolite.
Okay.
Margot Light?
Yeah. Look, there was another notable that we haven't looked up yet, which was Jim Roottrees.
Yeah, let's look up Jim. Singer. Jim and Diamond. Diamond LaRue.
Huh.
It's the second LaRue.
Disco song "Rollin' On Down to the City."
Mention other albums. Hasn't made a public appearance. So I'll make just another page. Jim.
Oh, they actually recorded a song?
Diamond Dazzlers I want to look up. Oh, why would you... Man, it's rude. Only great grandson.
Was this the 1979 equivalent of Hey Ya?
So this song contained no clues. All right.
We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the sea.
Saturday night and you're quite a sight.
The world might be burning, but I'm feeling right.
Making ends meet, so they rent a
We can't afford gas, so we skate in the streets.
Roller disco, hell yeah.
to say that I'm pretty.
Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out
With lyrics like that.
tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the sea.
I might end up picking up this game for myself.
Me too.
Games.
I love filling in forms.
I want to organize the information.
Born to fill in forms. Forced to be an artist.
Comedian.
Overseas, but we'd rather skate.
Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty.
Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the sea.
Did I tell you I got to meet barn cats?
Yeah.
Barn kittens?
You were there acclimating them to the sight of birds that they're not supposed to eat.
Yep. Yeah, apparently you have to, when you get a barn kitten, you have to train them that chickens and quail are boring.
Yeah.
And you do this by, like, making them play.
So better than protest.
So signs up while we boogie down, 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 down.
Guys all rush to say that
Do you think they were on The Muppet Show?
I think they were Muppets. I think the Electric Mayhem probably did a... Actually, that's a Muppet show that wasn't particularly mean. That one was pretty good.
They did an Electric Mayhem?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. It's a road trip movie. Video.
Nice.
No, not movie. Yeah. Anyways, let's get Jim and Diamond, because there's only one more star. Yes, Jim. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Jim. Oh my god, James. Singer? Musical man?
Musician.
Or. Yes, musician.
This is like doing my taxes. Am I a
Diana.
performer or am I an entertainer?
Cha cha. Alright. James. Jim's. Jimmy D's. Kids the same age as Raina.
Yeah.
We'll go look for stuff again. Because it was Carl's wife, Brenda, fashion consultant. Jim, a notable singer, had a younger daughter. What's the name?
It's just like the end of Return of the King, where they're like, yeah, Aragorn and what's her name, got married and had a son who was named Aragorn Jr. or something, and several daughters. Arwen.
Jim.
Indomiel.
Jim. What's all this about? Jim. James Rootree. Diamond. Unknown child. Same age as Raina.
We already had a LaRue.
Yeah, it's
Married
over
to Clark.
here. It's a remarried Clark.
Yeah.
Ba. I think we've basically won the game at this point.
I think so.
Yeah.
I love filling in forms. What is that other purple icon?
Purple?
Down, one child got divorced and then...
That one?
Yeah, guardian. Okay, they adopted. Okay.
Poor Wild Bill.
I wonder whatever happened to Wild Bill.
Yeah, took over a farm upstate. What's the top secret thing? I can't open it.
Yep, gotta fill in the whole family tree.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna wind up buying this tonight.
Yeah, I see on the clock I have 20 minutes until I buy this game.
Yep. I was gonna paint Warhammers tonight.
Well, now you're filling in the yarn map.
Yeah.
A digital yarn map.
Yeah.
And browsing Diamond Dazzlers.
This is the internet that I liked.
That's great.
Cashew PC has to be a reference to something.
But what?
See, the major computer brands I remember from when I was in this era was like Gateway 2000,
Oh.
Compaq, Acorn,
Jimothy,
James, maybe Diamond LaRue.
Diamond LaRue.
Yep, just the same hit.
Other albums: Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Let's try Cherry Tree.
Album? It was not professionally reviewed. A return to form.
Sun. Son of what?
Well,
You can't be your own son.
hit play.
Fine.
There blazed a spark of light that ever brightly shone. From her starting days, imparting wisdom to conquer life unknown. Though someday she'd depart in part, I'd never be alone. In my heart, I'll always be the
Son of Crone.
It's got to rhyme with own.
Shown, unknown, and alone.
I'll always be the son of clone.
Always be the son
Of
bone.
unknown.
There. What was the other one? Sound of laughter. Sound of slaughter. Oh no. Great. Can't even find a picture of the cover.
Huh.
What's happened to the internet these days?
But if you did this search now, you would have an AI generated image of what the cover may have looked like.
Yep.
I hate the internet now.
Yeah, something different.
It makes me feel like I'm dissolving.
Fly back and think, right, girl. Girl. And the bunions. Ba-ba-ba.
We misspelled diamonds dazzlers?
I did misspell diamonds dazzlers.
Meow meow meow.
History. Chip and diamond.
But we also looked for diamonds dazzlers.
Diamonds dazzlers.
Huh.
Huh. Huh.
Thanks, Lumi.
Christmas card. Diamond's young son Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies. Doink. See these Floozies. Yep, that's a boy.
Yep. Excuse me.
Wolf. Baby?
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 Child? Student?
Student? Booyah!
It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45.
Is that a Game Boy?
Bizarre
Yep.
development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottrees' belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTD News.
Okay.
Again, that's WRTD.
WRTD, you say? jazz.
Oh, God.
Don't believe their lies. The root tree curse?
Ooh.
Root tree curse? Root tree curse. Yes. Yes, we're finding ourselves on the dark web. The black background, very red text. That's
You have to unfocus your eyes in order to see the dark web.
3 of the 5 presidents have died mysteriously. Guy's car. Guy was the last guy. Ernie Madsen Jr.
Imagine the clarity of purpose you would have in life if your name was Guy.
Mayan ruby skull. Connects the dots.
Like, if my name was Guy, I would know exactly what I was supposed to be about. How the Earth has 4 corners simultaneously. Yes! Time cube! Time cube!
Ah!
Oh, man. I vaguely remember Time Cube.
Oh, let's just all sit and think about Time Cube.
I can't.
Square.
It defies being examined rationally. It's just like somebody's bad brains splattered onto a website.
And yet, there's graphs.
It's all extremely rationalized.
It's up there in my head with that and like the sewing machine website where the font just keeps getting bigger. Wedge, Time Cube, 4 corner simultaneous 4-day Time Cube.
I still remember the first time I looked at one of Jordan Peterson's like illustrations from his big book and was like, man, this is Time Cube. This is like Time Cube was more coherent than Maps of Meaning.
Proof he's an expert at creating fake evidence. RT29. Thomas Overwood. Well, I know who I'm adding to my list of spider searches. Yes, Spirit Cola.
Satan's
Sprite.
plague is returning in 2000. Anyone who has drunk Spirit Cola will die. Well, I know what I'm doing with a time machine.
Can I go to this website? Please? Please? Damn it!
What was the conspiracy with it? If you multiply any stock's price by 666,
And multiply the current year by that same stock's price, then add those 2 numbers together, divide the whole thing by the stock price, and finally subtract the current year, you'll always end up with 666. Coincidence?
wow.
Coincidence? If you do an operation and then reverse the operation?
It's like that tweet that was like, I wrote "I am alive" on a piece of paper and put it in a photocopier. What happened next chilled me to my core. It's so funny. But this is somebody who actually thinks that.
In a video game.
Yeah.
In 1998.
Oh. No relevant results isn't a strong enough description for what you're seeing here.
They're on to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am concerned about Operation 429.
RT29?
Yeah, this one, RT29. But maybe Operation RT29. It's a loophole in the calendar. Polyglycerol polyricinoleate?
Polyricinoleate. Ingredient.
Addict people and mind control. Of course, the FDA would approve mind control drugs.
And of course it appears in many products.
Of course. Of course. Seems fine.
Yeah. Oh, no.
All right. I'm going to stop here.
Yeah, we should probably stop and give our thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
I love filling in forms. But when you fill in a form, it feels so good.
I like a lot of like the ease of use features they have. I like the highlight and note system. I wish okay, in a video game, when you make text that you can select and highlight, you have to do that kind of from scratch. Like, game engines don't work like browsers and stuff. So, I wish it was better, but I understand that it's really kludgy to make
Yeah, it's got to be.
a text selection system.
Yeah, like it recalls the era of text adventure games, where you could not get eFlask. You had to pick up eFlask. Acquire eFlask. But yeah, I like the vibe overall. I'm curious, why 1998? I guess it is
A nostalgic time.
a nostalgic time.
Curio, if it was me, I would simply stop eating the dark candy and continue on with my life.
But what if the dark candy was really good? What if it included flavors like bad blue raspberry? And power plum. The fuck?
know
I don't
what
like
Power
looking
Plum
at this. I don't like.
They're
I don't
maple
like
leaf
those.
shaped and bad name,
Yeah.
and none of them translate to people anymore.
Like, come on. Surely you could come up with a more interesting conspiracy theory around a candy than, like, it has mind control drugs in it. Like, get into something really arcane and eldritch. It's called 5 Pieces because it contains, like, all 5 children. And it's some kind of, like, dark. What is it when you eat the body of Christ? Sacrament?
Yes, transmogrification.
Come on, like I came up with that in 30 seconds. Eucharist.
I'm just thinking about Common Rider now.
Oh shit, it's on your shirt.
Yeah. Except not that one. That one's too new. This one, the shirt ends at 01.
I like how the Roottrees are so far merely annoying and not evil. I mean, they're probably evil.
They're probably evil.
Probably.
Look
But
at-
like,
what is this person?
yeah.
Evil. Evil.
What do you think? Centrist business Democrats? Oh no, city council.
Big flag on their garage.
Yeah.
Butler. They probably want
11 pieces of evidence from this, though. I do like the like, you can extract 11 pieces of information from this clue.
Yeah.
Unconventional family, to say the least. I wonder what that means.
Love is our future. Anyways, thank you all for joining us today and watching the start of a new addiction.
Yep.
We will be back in the future, and thank you all for supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, and here on Twitch, twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun, or even on the YouTubes. If you're watching on YouTube in the future, try to describe whatever that sound was.
Yeah. I mean, if you're watching in the year 3025,
We want them to engage with our content now.
but what if they engage with the content then? Hello from your distant past. Whatever algorithm is crawling through this archive, we lived once. And conceived of your potential existence.
We're fine. We're fine. We're fine.